Hey everybody, Wendy Sellers here, the HR lady. I am here with the Mr. Fabulous Jim Connors. How you doing, JC?
Wendy Sellers, the HR lady. I'm doing pretty darn good. I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Good. Here, same. Thanks to ChatGPT and other AI that is helping me, get so many things done, which is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how AI affects, everything, but really how it affects HR in the workplace positively, even though there are risks too. You're the one that actually introduced me to ChatGPT.
Yeah, absolutely did. And I don't regret it. Let me tell you, there's been so many changes since the advent of this platform. I'm not going to lie. I started following GPT-3 advancements probably about 2.5 years prior to full release. And I, just tertiary. But then like in that year and a half lead up, it was just so intense, so intense all the way to the point that like right now, Ms. Wendy Sellers, the HR lady, you could go straight to the Googles or anywhere and you could start searching for news articles and they are more than a dime a dozen. There's this website called unleash.ai, okay? And you're going to find it in the news portion of Google or Apple or whatever you do. But again, multiple outlets out there. But from Unleash, they just released an article today, the day of the recording, that very specifically highlights the rapid changes in the workplace, all driven by AI and technology, and how it's intensifying demands on human resources, believe it or not. And it says in this article that LinkedIn's research shows that 55% of HR professionals face heightened expectations as they help their organizations adapt. And 70% of skills are expected to evolve significantly between now and 2030. And LinkedIn's new AI hiring assistant is also aiming to reduce time-consuming tasks, allowing HR to focus more on meaningful candidate interactions and strategic workforce planning, according to the article. But we all know what that really means. It means more luncheons online and show me your casserole dish. Am I wrong, Wendy Sellers, HR lady? Back to you.
I don't know about the luncheon part, but the other information, absolutely. I mean, honestly, folks that are listening, if you have not started to use AI, two of the most popular ones are ChatGPT and Google Gemini, but there's a ton of other ones. Some you have to pay for, some you don't. Though some of the ones that you don't have to pay for, they just have limited functions versus the paid model. But I'll be honest with you, because I teach courses on how to use ChatGPT in the HR and management space. The free ones will be probably fine for what you need. And what would you use AI for? I literally just did a in-person training not too long ago, and there was all HR people there, and they're like, oh my God, I was so scared of this. I'm like, okay, just be smart what you put in there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you can literally type in there something like, find free or low-cost resources for my team. We are in the healthcare industry in Florida. Provide me websites when possible. And then boom, in like 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds, all of this information pops up. And it is just amazing. Now, most AI systems, they're not live on the internet, and that's confusing because you have to go to the internet to use them, but they're not live on the internet. So they just give you the information. They don't give you a website link. Whereas Google or its competitors, the search engines, they give you website links, but those websites may not be correct because somebody may have paid to have that website listed first. So anyways, before getting into the technology stuff, it is just so amazing. If you are having to update your job descriptions, you could copy and paste your job description into one of the AI systems. We'll just say ChatGPT, because that happens to be the one that I use most, and say, please update this so the terminology is more professional and respectful. And it give me any advice of how to change the job description. And then boom, like 5 seconds later, the entire job description is written. And you can do that just from having a title too.
Now, interestingly, Wendy, there's, just like you said, there's other tools that are out there. And if something that you might be concerned about is going onto the internets, right, and having to deal with it that way, APIs afford the opportunity for AI to be fully integrated into different tools. And even though this tool I'm about to talk about is an online tool, it does offer an API that could possibly, depending on your vendor, be blended into an HRIS system, or if you're a small shop, you might wind up seeing this offered in some of your management softwares. It's Claude AI, and it's been developed by Anthropic. It's an online tool accessible specifically via API, offering flexible pricing. There's other ways to get to it, though, don't get me wrong. But API offerings flexible pricing for businesses, and believe it or not, this is no upsell. I'm just sharing what I know. The cost range is based on task complexity. So if you're talking like ChatGPT, you're paying a single dollar amount per month or whatever the case may be. But over here with Claude, it's like 25 cents per million tokens for simple tasks, or $75 for advanced applications like complex data analysis. Now, Anthropic thrives in the realm of complex data analysis compared to ChatGPT, which might be a little bit more HR centric. So if you're playing a little bit more with the data modeling, Claude might be your thing. Now, when you're thinking about an enterprise solution, Claude for Enterprise, it does have a very specific plan. It includes features like single sign-on, audit logs, role-based access, and it does support secure large-scale use and integrations with tools very specifically like GitHub. For some people, that might be a very big thing, but businesses can start with the self-service option or arrange a custom plan. But that, again, that's proprietary to that vendor. I want to throw something else out there. I know I'm kind of down a rabbit hole right now, Ms. Wendy, but I want to also display that alternative that we really don't hear about too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Most of that information went right over my head.
Well, how about this one for you then? AI is transforming HR functions significantly. Studies indicate that 56% of HR leaders believe AI is going to reshape key processes like talent acquisition, employee engagement, and training in the next few years. Back to you.
It really is. I mean, it can do so much. So folks that are listening, I know your eyes may have glazed over when JC was using this technical terminology, but your tech department is going to need to know that terminology, because I don't want you walking away from this podcast going, oh, Wendy said, let's all start using AI, because there are major, major, major concerns about it. But first, I want to just say, what can AI do for human resources or the office manager or director of operations, somebody who has to wear the HR hat? It can help you create emails, memos, procedures, policies, FAQ sheets. It can help you create SMART goals. All you have to do is say, here's the job description of my employee. Please create me 4 SMART goals. And then it'll pump out SMART goals. And then all you have to do is edit and refine them. It's amazing, because I can tell you with SMART goals, it takes sometimes hours and hours and hours just to create one goal. Now you can do it like in 30 seconds.
If you're in a shop that is not a small shop, maybe a little bit bigger, and you've got a HR software platform in your house, some things to consider. Workday uses AI for talent acquisition, workforce planning, and employee experience is baked in now. Bamboo HR incorporates AI-driven analytics for hiring, performance management, and employee insights. SAP SuccessFactors. We all love them and hate them at the same time, only because they're expensive. But that's no slight. Come on, that's just JC talking. I'm only kidding around. But they offer AI for recruitment, onboarding, and continuous performance management. Wendy, believe it or not, ADP, Workforce Now, not yesterday. They use AI for payroll processing, workforce analytics, and talent management. I got 2 more for you. Oracle HCM Cloud, Wendy. They've got AI tools baked in now for recruiting, employee engagement, and predictive workforce insights. And finally, UKG, that good old Ultimate Kronos Group. They integrate AI for scheduling, time tracking, and personalized employee experiences. Look, a survey from Oracle very simply shows 64% of employees are open to AI handling tasks like benefit management, while 50% of HR managers use AI to improve decision-making. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm telling you, folks, it is so amazing. I know that it's scary, and I'm going to go ahead and scare you a little bit more, because you do need to be aware of this, that AI, it's made by humans, and anything that humans makes automatically has some kind of bias to it. And so I would encourage you that if you are using AI, I'll just say ChatGPT, because that's the one that I use mostly. If you're using that for anything, job descriptions, SMART goals, performance reviews, coaching advice, writing policies, asking questions about, legal compliance. First, you need to know that most AI systems are out of date. I'll just say about 10 months to a year. And that's a good thing because that means anything that's new is not included in their database because they're still vetting out that information. So unfortunately, because it's outdated, if there was a new law that just got approved like yesterday or a court case decision, AI isn't necessarily going to know about it. Now, there's some AI that's connected to the internet. And so if it doesn't have the information, it'll just give you a website and like a blog article or something. And then you have to go and, review that information and fend for yourself. But there are a lot of, finally, some new laws or guidances, I should say, coming up in the United States. If you are a European employer, there is a general data protection regulation that you need to understand and learn about AI. And then in the United States, finally, we have some guidance from our own government. There is a American Privacy Rights Act of 2024, and there's also artificial intelligence governance cheat sheets that are out there. In fact, I have a blog post on my website, thehrlady.com, and you can go to one of the most recent blogs, and I have all these hyperlinks on there for you regarding AI and the EEOC resources for employers. EEOC came out with information about, like visual disabilities and AI decision making. They also came out with a guidance on using AI in selection and surrounding adverse impact, because again, there's automatically bias in AI because it is created by humans. So if you're using AI to weed out candidates, for example, you might be getting yourself in a little bit of hot water under the adverse impact category. And then the last thing I did want to say is the Department of Labor finally came out with some guidance as well about the AI and using software algorithms and AI to assess job applicants and employees. And then they've connected to the Americans with Disabilities Act. And just recently they came out with, it's called Artificial Intelligence and Worker Well-Being. And it's a list of best practices. So 100% check that out. Last thing that I did want to say, if you are a federal contractor, there are a lot more rules around that. If you're a federal contractor in the United States or a federal subcontractor or a subcontractor, there is a lot of rules around that. So on my website, check out the blog about AI, and there's a ton of hyperlinks. All right, fair enough?
Yeah, it's kind of fair. Wendy, I did slide something across the table to you off on the side. I don't know if you want to touch on it. If not, I'm going to ramble it real quick. You tell me.
Go ahead.
Okay,
yeah,
check it out. Because you hit a home run mere moments ago. Everyone remembers when I rambled about all the different HR softwares and how they're baked in with AI, right? Current AI-enabled HR software platforms, like I was talking about, Workday, Bamboo, SAP, ADP, they are not as open as ChatGPT in terms of accessibility, customization, and overall flexibility. These HR tools use AI to enhance HR functions, but they don't have all those same features where ChatGPT operates as a general purpose conversational AI. And just like Wendy was saying, you customize that, you start to build the memory within that. Oh man, it's a whole different level. But be careful. You might not want to put too much in there, right, Wendy?
Yeah, you want to be very careful and make sure you get an AI and a technology expert involved, because some, tech company or, one HR software company might be like, yeah, we're safe. And it turns out that, now your system is discriminatory. Guess who's responsible? Not the software platform, the company's responsible. So we want to make sure we touch on that too. But you can have so much fun with AI, even personally. You can create song lyrics. You can provide, put detailed trips to Paris, and it'll come up with a whole plan for you, whatever you ask for. So have some fun with it.
I just want to caution only one thing, my friend. It's the utilization of personally identifiable information in your ChatGPT. I highly recommend it. You don't do it. That's all.
Yeah, right. And I also wanted to say before we wrap up here, there are many, 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 many AI platforms. So like I mentioned, a few of them, ChatGPT, Google Gemini. There's, a bunch of other ones, AI, Spinbot, Jasper Chat, UChat, Otter, Bing AI. There's Microsoft versions, Claude, as JC already mentioned, Perplexity. There are so many of them. You just got to find one that's right for you. I really do encourage you to mess around with it, have some fun, have some personal fun. The last piece of advice I will say is don't put any personal information in there. Do not dump your resume in there. Take your name off of it. Do not put candidates' information in there. Do not put employees' information in there, because unfortunately there are bad people in the world and they'll figure out a way to break into the system. With that said here, as a small business owner, manager, or HR professional, you know how crucial effective HR management is for your business success. Well, I have a solution for you. I have recently rolled out the HR Ladies Insider Access membership program. And basically what it is a learning management system. You could either do it on a yearly level, a membership, a monthly level, and soon all of my courses will also be available as a one-off. So you can buy them individually. All you got to do is check out thehrlady.com and go to the membership tool. Final last words, JC?
I love this show. This was good. Let's do it again sometime.
We absolutely will. Thanks everybody for joining us. We really do hope this information has been helpful. Take care.